Hi, I'm the developer at Stonks UF, and we make full body tracking for €6. So, first of all, you might have some questions like, isn't this a scam? Like €60, that's quite cheap for full body tracking. And no, it's not a scam. I'm gonna show it to you later, so hopefully that will clear things up. And no, it's not perfect. At the moment, it's only 180 tracking. You can't turn the full way around. And but 360 will be coming later, hopefully this year. As an upgrade kit for not too much, we're aiming at around €40 for the upgrade kit later on for 360. So why are you selling for such cheap then? Like you could, I mean, we could sell it for way above what we're selling it for. Why aren't we? Well, simply because the full body tracking market right now is extremely expensive, and I can't even afford the expensive options, which is probably why you're watching this. I can't afford them either. I can't afford like a Vive, so I can't afford Vive trackers. They're quite expensive. They're obviously good for stuff like tracking a camera and stuff, and you know they're good for full body tracking too, but they're really expensive, and I can't afford that, so you know. We're probably on the same boat there, which is what motivated me to start developing this tracking for cheap and sell cheap, because I mean I want you guys to have full body tracking too, as much as I want myself to have it, so it's kind of just a goodwill thing, you know. And yeah, I'm really excited to announce this. As you can see, I've been working really hard and it's starting to look really good. So yeah, I'm gonna show it to you later. So first of all, I'm gonna address some questions that I've been getting, which are quite common. What comes after your 360 upgrade kit to the cookie body tracking that we have right now? Yeah, so after this, we have several ideas we want to work on. We have finger tracking, eye tracking, yeah, lots of tracking stuff, but you get the point, we're kind of into tracking. Also, full body tracking like mocap style, so shoulders, breast, arms, head, you know, the full thing, like your whole body with feet and everything. What will the price be? So we will sell our full body tracking for 600 Swedish crowns, which is roughly €60. With shipping for 90 Swedish crowns, which is roughly €9. So in total, you'll be looking at roughly €69. Nice. How reliable is the tracking? Well, our tracking is actually extremely reliable, surprisingly enough. I've been working on that goal to make it extremely reliable, because if you've seen our last demo, you can see how extremely not reliable it was. Which I've pretty much fixed now. So basically, as long as you never face away from the beacon too much, you never lose tracking. It doesn't really matter how fast you move, it doesn't lose it. Which is kind of nice, actually. Where do I need to put the beacon? So you put the trackers on your back, so the beacon goes behind you, at roughly knee high, and that's quite an optimal setup and works pretty well. When will the 360 upgrade kit be available? So hopefully within the end of the year, you'll be able to buy the 360 upgrade kit. If you buy the 360 kit, it will be more expensive than buying the 180 first and then upgrading to 360. So yeah, keep that in mind. How heavy is a cookie? Well, to your surprise, right now, 3D printed, keep that in mind, they're 27 grams, but for the final model, which will most likely be injection molded, it will probably be lighter than 27 grams, which is quite insane. 27 grams for a tracker is, well, it's basically nothing. You basically can't even feel it. What mounting hardware can you use with the beacon? Well, the beacon doesn't really have any dedicated mounting hardware. And that's simply to save cost, but you don't really need any mounting hardware. You can simply put it on like a box or something. you know, quite simple. But if you do want to mount it on a tripod, I recommend one of the phone clamps you can use to put a phone on a tripod. It does work with our base station pretty well. So yeah, you can use that to mount it on a tripod, but it will not be included. But there is the possibility if you want to. What are the minimum specs to run Stonks? Well, if your computer is VR ready, it's also Stonks cookie body tracking ready. Does Stonks cookie body tracking use proprietary software? Yes, it does. Who will receive review units? Well, if you're watching this and you're a decent sized YouTuber and would like to review it and give a constructive criticism, we would gladly send you a free unit. Well, we would like critique on the system so we can improve it. Yeah, and hopefully make it really awesome. Will it work with the Oculus Quest? Well, if you have a VR ready PC and you connect your Quest or Quest 2 with a link or virtual desktop to your PC, you can use our system. Our system, well, it connects with SteamVR, so as long as you can connect your VR headset somehow into your SteamVR, you can use our full body tracking system. Will I receive an eatable cookie with my order? Yes, you will, which is quite nice because chocolate chip cookies are really nice. Can you sit and lay down with the system? Yes, you can, but for sitting down, laying down, depending on if you're gonna lay on your back or lay on your front, you'll either have to have the trackers on front or on the back of you. And for sitting down, you probably need to have trackers on the front because I'm not seeing how the beacon would see through a chair. But yes, it is possible, and when the 360 release, it will probably be way better. The 360 upgrade will solve a lot of the problems we're having right now. What is a cookie? A cookie is one of our tracking pucks. What's the specific power criteria? Our beacon uses 5 volt and 500 milliamp, which is the default USB power for a PC. What is this system like compared to the Vive trackers? Well, it's mostly just less fidelity, especially in the feed, and also there's the fact that it's 180 and not 360. Like you probably know by now that we will have a 360 upgrade kit. That's gonna be fixed, so it will be 360, so then there's just less fidelity, right? The fidelity is gonna be a lot better with the 360 kit too. Will this system work with SteamVR products? It doesn't interfere with SteamVR products, it doesn't interfere with Oculus, and it doesn't interfere with Windows Mixed Reality, so there shouldn't really be any problems using whatever system you want to use with it. Can I use the SteamVR base station instead of the included beacon? No, you can't. Whatever system you're using, you'll have to use our beacon for it to work. Will I receive Stonks programming socks with my order? I like this question. Sadly, by the looks of it, you won't. Maybe we'll release a special edition with Stonks programming socks. Will the software be open source? Well, so large parts of the software will be open source, except for the tracking itself, which will be closed source until we find a better tracking method. And when we do so, we will open source this tracking method. Will I have to face a certain direction? Yes, you will. So it's 180 tracking at the moment, so you'll have to face away from the beacon if you put the cookies on your back, like I recommend you do. But in the future, when we release our 360 kit, you'll be pretty free to face whatever direction you want to face. Can Stonks cookie body tracking be used for mocapping? So at the moment it's 180, so it will be quite limiting for the mocappers in the creativity in what they can do. Because it's only 180, you can't really do a backflip with a 180 tracking system. But in the future, 360 will come and it will be more fitting for budget mocapping. And I will hopefully also be working on a more professional solution to the mocappers out there at, well, still at a cheap price. Way cheaper than any other solution I can find for mocapping out there. Will my lights interfere with the tracking? Most likely not. I mean, the general rule of thumb is to keep it dimly lit or not lit at all. So yes, it works in the complete dark. However, I strongly recommend not having any light sources in front of the beacon, as it can ruin the tracking. Can multiple instances of people be tracked? No, it can't track multiple instances of people. How is this so cheap? Mostly just with slim profit margins and using a completely new technique to do tracking. And for someone asking about push-ups, yes, you can do push-ups if that's what you want to do in VR. I'm not judging. I'm trying not to judge you. Does it expect a very certain angle of the user, like the Kinect? No, it doesn't. It doesn't expect any specific angle of your body or of the beacon itself. So as long as the beacon can see your cookies, it's gonna track. So here's the moment you've all been waiting for, the actual demo showing off how good this system actually is.
Alright, so as you can see, we have the tracking here. If you ignore me lagging because my computer absolutely sucks, I think the game is rendering at 60 Hz because I have quite a bad graphics card, but it handles fast motions really well, as you can see. Bam, bam. Yeah, handles fast motions really fine. I can jump, you know, do all that crazy stuff, man. So yeah, it's actually like really good tracking now. I can twerk and yeah, it's actually looking really well, really nice. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it, how it's turned out so far. So yeah, it's like basically almost ready for consumers now, which is really cool. I've actually come this far and I'm really happy. So yeah, I don't have like a lot more to show you, so, but you can see it works really fine. You know, I can do weird ass poses, power poses, as long as like the beacon is there right now. So as long as the cookies are facing the beacon, tracking should be fine. And so if you were gonna lay down, I recommend putting the beacon like higher up, because right now it's like really far down. So I don't think it will do laying down very well. And you can kind of see me losing tracking if I hide the tracker from the beacon. But yeah, it's I mean, it's still only 180, but I'll be working on making a 360 version, so it's gonna be pretty cool. And by buying the 180 version, you're also funding the 360 version. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm losing tracking with my controllers all the time. So my tracking seems to be more reliable than Oculus installation tracking, but yeah. By buying the 180, you're of course funding the 360 that we'll be working on, because right now, if I turn around, you can quickly see, well, I lose tracking. But yeah, it works fine as long as, you know, I'm using it as a 180 system. I can do funky moves, and yeah. Hope you enjoy. Please tell me if you want more demos, and suggest any features you want. Join the Discord, you can suggest features there because I'm very active there. Yeah, have a good one.